Hi guys, it's Jim Clement here, coming to you with another update on our upcoming SCP film titled SCP KETER. I was looking through my videos just the other day and I realized that the only vlog I had actually done for this project was the announcement vlog way back in like April, I think. So I apologize about that there's not been any updates, but what I can tell you is that a lot has been happening. So we're going to go through it here. So let's talk about the scheduling. So we're actually planning on going into principal photography either at the end of April or the beginning of May next spring. The reason for that is because that's just the time of year that I want this event to take place, is in the springtime. As it stands right now, the actual principal photography is right on schedule. We're still planning on that. We just haven't locked on exact dates yet. Some of the other stuff that we've got to take care of. Obviously casting. We've got to populate our movie with people that will play the characters that are part of the story. So this will include, of course, SCP personnel that are not Mobile Task Force, as well as Mobile Task Force SCP members as well. And there's also going to be 1 or 2 civilian roles that are in this film, not very many because we're mostly focusing on the SCP Foundation. Casting itself is planned for sometime in February. I am trying to figure out that as well because I don't want to do the casting so far out from the film that things happen. You know, people move away, people have kids, people get new jobs. But I also need to time it to the point that the group that is our main cast can get together and we can go through a few maneuvers and stuff leading into the movie so that everybody actually knows what they're doing. Crowdfunding is probably going to be right about the same time, if not towards the end of January. There's not a lot to say about that right now. I'm still putting together all the information. We've got a costume fitting with Julian, who is playing the lead role of Berlice in this film. We have a costume fitting coming up with him right after the New Year's holiday, and we're going to actually take some promotional photographs at that time and start putting together a poster for the film. So that's kind of the plan there. We should have that in the coming weeks done. Finally, I want to get into some of the fun stuff now. So like I said, I haven't been doing updates to the vlog, but a lot has happened with regard to the movie. The monster exists now. We have about 3 different forms of this monster. So depending on what we're trying to do will be which version of this creature that we use. You know, we've got a puppet, and then we've got a man in a suit version, and then some other stuff going on as well. So we actually did schedule a shoot that will officially show up in the film. It's among the scenes when our MTF team are trying to fight off this creature. So we went ahead and shot that footage. Just wanted to get our feet wet. So let's talk about the insertion vehicles. So this is going to be a raid sanctioned by the SCP Foundation on a farm where a murder has taken place. And the situation with the murder is so strange that the SCP Foundation steps in to investigate it. So I was looking at different insertion vehicles for our team. There is actually going to be a scene in this film that takes place in the helicopter cargo hold. So I decided to go with the Chinook. It's just a really cool helicopter. Might be a little overkill because we're sending in 3 of them, each with their own team, no vehicles. So it might be a little overkill, but that's okay. I really like the chopper and we're going to use those instead. As far as the set goes, I've got many years of production design experience. So by the time it's all said and done, we're really going to have a kick-butt looking set that is going to look like the inside of a Chinook. Started working on the seating for it for the guys to sit in, and I had actually built a custom chair that was, I thought, okay. So I was like, all right, well, this is what I'll do. And then, miracle among miracles, I found actually online the actual cargo seating that they use in Chinooks and C-130s. So we've got those on the way now. We've got one in now. We've got another one coming in. It's just going to be a partial set, not a full set. So that will be enough for us to add the length to it for the guys to sit in, because we'll have up to 4 guys sitting next to each other in the Chinooks. Doing a lot of work with models and whatnot to make the Chinooks seem photorealistic. It's going to be very interesting. I've actually got to try to learn how to fly a Chinook for the purposes of this movie, because it's not as simple as point A to point B. There's very specific emotions that this helicopter makes that we're going to be trying to simulate. By the way, guys, if you're an independent filmmaker, I do want to recommend something to you. See, a lot of this movie is going to be taking place in places that are derelict, so old barns and things like that won't necessarily have power. This causes a trouble for lighting, but I did want to introduce these little bad boys to you. You should really think about them because they put out a lot of good light. As a matter of fact, we used one of these when we did that test shoot with the monster for that scene in the movie. Basically, they're battery-powered lights that just really kick tail. You should really consider them. Milwaukee makes one, DeWalt makes one, and Ryobi makes one. We're going with the Ryobi ones. The only downside of it is that they only go up to about 7.5 to 8 feet as far as the extendable tripod part of it. So if you need your light higher than that, you're going to have to kind of figure that out. But I do highly recommend these. We are going to be acquiring several of these because I suspect this will be our primary lighting source for the film based on the location that we're trying to achieve, which is going to be an old derelict barn. So that's really what's going on and what's been done up to this point. A butt ton of work. Like I said, everything's right on schedule. It's going to be great, I think, and I'm looking forward to it. I do want to once again reaffirm my commitment to you guys that are the SCP Foundation fans out there. I am not coming in here to try to subvert any expectations. My goal is to give you the best possible film that I can and exactly what you want to see. So that's kind of our goal. So we really appreciate the support that we've been getting so far. We expect that that's probably going to expand because, not because of me and my awesomeness, but because of the awesomeness of the SCP Foundation, just uber popular stuff. So we're looking forward to progressing here a little bit. I mean, right now we had I actually almost forgot about this. I'll mention it right quick. We had a small film crew, documentary film crew, who actually made contact with us and want to follow the making of this film. So we're also working on that as well. That started off with a questionnaire I had to fill out, that sort of thing. So that should be interesting too. Anyway, that's all I got for you right now, guys. Remember, I'm Jim Clinton, and we are working on SCP KETER for you, and we will see you soon.